All right, guys, what's up? This is the NJP Podcast right here. It might be the DJP Podcast. We're trying to get someone to get on, but he's a little retarded. All right,
Yep.
so I'm Peyton Wynn right here. I'm the host. All right, let's hear from Jack.
I'm Jack. I'm a co-host, right? All right. And then we got Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'll either be a regular or like an appearance every now and then, depending on if that certain person wants to join. And I
Yep.
don't know shit about sports.
Okay, all right, let's start it off. Kevin Durant trade spots. Where is he ending up, and what is a possible trade package that we could see for Kevin Durant? Let's start with Jack.
All right. So I think the most the biggest, the most common answer right now is going to be the Suns, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the Nets do want Devin Booker, but I can see the Suns. I mean, I can see the Suns still pulling off the trade without having to trade Devin Booker. They can trade Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton and future picks. That's probably that's the trade that most people are talking about right now. And Kevin Durant wants to go to the Suns. I think the problem though is that with this for the Suns is that with Chris Paul, just have Chris Paul and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, that big three, there's really not much defense. You're losing DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges, two very good defenders, and that's really your whole defense right there. It's going to be they're just not going to be a very good defensive team. Have probably the best. They'll have the best offense in the league, and they'll be probably the best in the West. But still, I mean, you're lacking a lot of defense. And then I think the other one I was really thinking, I think this is probably my favorite, is the Heat because trading, you can trade Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, future picks. You might have to add a little more to that, but then it's going to be a very good because Jimmy Butler's having to drop like 50 points, right, for
yeah.
the Heat to compete in a playoff game. So having Kevin Durant, arguably the best scorer in the league, that would be very nice. Jimmy Butler being a second option and still having a league defense with Bam Adebayo. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite, you know,
All right.
option. And then obviously, I have one more team to talk
Okay.
about. I think the
Yep.
Thunder. The Thunder could get
Oh
them
yeah.
just because I mean they're the amount of picks that they have, first round especially. Like that he can go back to the Thunder. Yeah.
All right, Daniel. What do you think here?
Um, I honestly have no clue. I don't pay attention to basketball, so
Yeah, we need the certain person,
this
but
is.
All right, Daniel. Just say
um,
random team. Screw it.
yeah.
I heard people talk about the Warriors, but I know the Warriors probably don't want him.
It's gonna be we would have to trade away like our whole future for that. I mean, so
Yeah,
Andrew Wiggins would probably be traded away. Maybe Jordan Poole, probably Jonathan Kuminga, who's one of our best young players. It would be like a win now team. We would be good for the next couple of years. But I mean, besides that, our future is kind of gone by that point because we'd have to trade away our best young players plus picks,
Yeah.
and that would be
Yeah. It would not be
yeah,
good for the Warriors. Kevin Durant's getting
yeah,
older. I like
yeah,
i- at this old age at his really slim frame. He's really risking injury here. Okay. The
yeah,
older you get, the higher injury, and he's not that huge guy. So you're taking a big risk going for Kevin Durant. The Suns, of course, he really wants to go to the Suns. The Suns could definitely make that happen. They have a lot of talent on their
yeah,
team. Timberwolves just got Rudy Gobert. I don't know how they're gonna play Rudy Gobert and
yeah. I
Karl
don't know
Anthony
what.
Towns,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
but
yeah,
I do believe they could trade, maybe Karl Anthony Towns away or Rudy Gobert away, and maybe and package on someone else to get like a Kevin like yeah Kevin Durant. So they were in negotiation. I'm pretty sure uh the uh the Nets wanted Karl Anthony Towns, like a couple first round picks, and they also wanted Anthony Edwards. Which I mean, if you trade away Anthony
yeah,
Edwards as well, he's very young. He has a high, bright
yeah.
future. It'd be stupid to trade him away, but they could
Because
put him.
I think the Timberwolves declined that trade that the Nets offered. I mean, the Nets
Yeah,
were going to be set up great for the future. I mean, but yeah, again, the Timberwolves would have lost, a
yeah,
lot to get Kevin Durant. It was a bad trade. It was the right decision to decline it.
yeah. I think the number one spot is most definitely the Suns. The Suns, they
Yeah,
could
I
easily
agree.
make this happen. They'd
Mhm.
have to risk a lot, but I mean, Kevin Durant, he's one of the greatest players in the league right now, still today.
Mhm.
So it could be worth it in the long term.
Yeah,
All
for
right.
sure.
Let's move on to some all-time picks. Top 5 all-time point guards. Let's start with Jack.
All right. So we'll start number 5, right? 5 and go to 1.
1 to 5. 1 to 5.
Okay. 1. This could come off as a little biased. I'm a Warriors fan. He's my favorite player of all time, but I think Steph Curry is the best point guard of all time. I think, and then Magic Johnson too. I think Magic overall. I mean, put these players in any other position, obviously Magic will be the better player. But I think overall, I would rather, if I'm picking an all-time team, right? Steph Curry is going to be my guy because he obviously is spreading the floor, and he's an amazing playmaker, right? He's a good perimeter defender, and I think putting together a all-time team, he's going to be the guy I'm choosing. That's kind of why I chose. I mean, obviously it's really close between the two, but I think that he just won the championship. This championship and got his Finals MVP. The accolades are much closer. He's my number 1, and then Magic Johnson number 2. I think those are the undisputed number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
There's not really any arguments against that. And then 3, Oscar Robertson, 4, Isaiah Thomas, and then 5, Chris Paul. And you'll learn that I'm a big Chris Paul guy, and he's my second favorite player of all time. I think just the effect he has on a team he deserves a top 5 spot. So that's my list.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good list, Danny. Let's hear yours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have Curry at number 1. I have Magic at number 2. I have Magic at number 2 because he isn't like a pure point guard. He's played other positions, and then I agree with Jack really for the most part.
Okay, yeah. Well, here I'm not a Warriors fan. You could call me a Warriors hater. I really do not like Steph Curry, but he is great. You have to put him number 1. You have to. With his recent success with the team, the team is not the most talented that it's ever been, but he brought that team to the finals and he won it. Won Finals MVP. That gives him the edge over Magic Johnson. Number 2, Magic Johnson easily. Number 3.
But here's the thing: if our third guy, can we just say the name now?
Yeah.
Najee Thomas. Okay, this guy is supposed to be the third guy in the podcast. Would have definitely disagreed with that take. He's a Magic Johnson guy, so this would have made the thing. So if he does decide to join, we'll talk about this again. But you can continue, Peyton.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3, Oscar Robertson. Number 4. It's between. Honestly, number 4, I'm gonna put Chris Paul. Number 5, I'm gonna put John Stockton. It's a hot take. Yeah. Isaiah Thomas was great, but John Stockton. If you think of a point guard, you're gonna think of 1 or 2 people, Magic Johnson or John Stockton. They're the perfect point guard right there.
You're a big John Stockton guy, aren't you?
Oh yeah. My dad, he's a huge Jazz fan. He watched him, from alum. He's told me all this. I've watched some tape. He was great. He for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like that. I like the love to Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I love to Chris Paul.
All right.
Should we
Let's move on to shooting guards. Top 5 shooting guards of all time, starting with Jack.
All right.
Okay. All right. Danny. Okay. I'm gonna have to. I have this written down on my phone, so I'm gonna have to go on the camera. Okay. All right. Here we go. All right, now I remember it. Okay. So at this 1 is obvious. There is no argument. Okay. Now obviously he might not be the GOAT, but it's Michael Jordan, right?
Yeah.
I think he's the GOAT of basketball. Most people think he is. He's the best shooting guard of all time.
Absolutely.
Number 2, I also think is pretty set. Kobe Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're both of those players are very similar, but we're talking Michael Jordan's better at pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to defense.
Oh yeah.
Right. I think that's when they had the biggest gap. And then number 3, Dwayne Wade. 4, Allen Iverson, and then 5, James Harden.
Okay.
That's mine.
All right, let's hear yours, Danny.
Well, at number 1 and 2, I have Michael Jordan and Kobe because they're just undisputed. They're half speed there basically. For number 3, I probably have to go with Dwayne Wade. 4 AI, of course. 5 Harden. Basically the same thing as Jack.
I have the exact top 4 that you guys do, But instead of James Harden, I'm going to put Clyde Drexler there.
Yeah. That's not true.
Really?
Clyde the Glide, man.
Really?
Clyde the Glide.
Oh my. Okay.
One NBA title, five NBA All-Stars, or no, 5 All-NBA, 10 All-Stars, 8th in steals, 33rd in scoring, 34th in assists, 130th in rebound, and 172 in blocks. He's more of a deep. James Harden. He's infamous for not playing defense. We've seen so many clips
but
of
he
him
is one of
getting.
the but he is one of the best scorers of all time.
Oh, definitely. That's
And I feel
undoubtedly.
yeah.
But Clyde's defense and his versatility to get to the rim, slam it on someone, his mid range was great. That's why I'm putting him slightly above James Harden, but James Harden is a close 6th.
Okay. I accept.
All right, now let's
that.
move on to small forwards, starting with Jack.
Again, I gotta go get. Okay. All right. So number 1, it's again a pretty undisputed pick. LeBron James.
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the best. And then 2, Larry Bird. I think he's a top 10 player of all time. He's the best player that's ever suited up in a Celtics uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was a big, but he was one of the best shooters of all time.
Oh yeah.
He was a great defender, and he could score in the paint.
His trash talking.
And his trash talking was awesome. Yeah, it was great. And then 3, Kevin Durant. He's the best scorer of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, you could argue Michael Jordan, but I think he's the best scorer of all time. He, yeah, I mean, that's all I really got to say about him. And then 4, Scottie Pippen, the second best or top 3 defender of all time. And then 5, Julius Irving.
All right, let's see yours, Danny.
Well, for number 1, you always have to go to Michael Jordan. Not Michael Jordan. LeBron James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James, of course. Second, honestly, in my opinion, second best player of all time. You can debate it. It's whatever. 2, Larry Bird. He was big. One of the best shooters of all time. His trash talk was insane. Of course. 3 would also be Kevin Durant, because like Jack said, one of the best scorers ever. Scottie Pippen is either 4 or 5.
Jack, you look into the camera. Oh my God.
What?
Fuck's sake. Yeah. Scottie Pippen would either have to be 4 or 5 with Julius Irving there too.
Okay, yeah. Again, easy LeBron. Undoubtedly. Yeah. Larry Bird, my favorite white guy to ever play basketball, right there. Because, you look at all the white people who have played basketball. You think, 50s, 40s, 60s. Who the hell are they? Jerry West with 60s, 50s. I'm not sure. Yeah, around the 60s probably. He was good. Old as hell. But no one.
He's the only white guy in the top 20 all time.
Oh yeah.
But
much. Then Larry Bird revolutionized it for white people. He gave us a hope of making it to the league. I love the trash talk. He could get in their players' heads. It's over. A great score.
And Magic Johnson, man.
Oh yeah.
Probably the best rivalry in the history of basketball because
the
rivalries in the NBA are nothing compared to like the NFL or the MLB, right?
Oh yeah.
But the player rivalry of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, best of all time, undoubtedly, and it made the Lakers and Celtics probably the best rivalry in NBA history.
Yeah. All right. Number 3, got to go with Kevin Durant. Now, you guys both put Scottie at 4. I'm going to put Julius Irving at 4 and Scottie at 5. Julius Irving, 1 NBA title, 1 MVP, 5 All-NBA first team, 11 All-Stars, 47th in steals, 50th in blocks. He was still a good defender. Don't get me wrong. 73rd in scoring, 190th in assists, not the greatest, 213th in rebounds. Now, some people put Elgin Baylor in the top 5. But the thing about Elgin Baylor is I'm pretty sure he stepped away from basketball to join the military. So he missed a lot of time there. So that's why I can't put him top 5.
I think you could also argue Kawhi Leonard top 5.
I'd put John Havlicek in front of Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, I feel like Kawhi, what the thing is, I think he thrives as a second option scorer, right?
Yeah.
I feel like these other guys thrive as a first option scorer. Obviously, he's arguably the best defender out of any small forward, arguably, right? But I mean, besides his defense, he's nothing special at playmaking. I mean, you don't need to be a great playmaker at small forward, but
Yeah,
still,
no.
I mean, I just don't know. I think I would put him at 6 or 7.
All right, let's move on to power forward, starting with Jack.
Yeah.
Your top 5 all-time power
This is
forwards.
the most boring list because the power forward's the weakest position ultimately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 1, again, undisputed, Tim Duncan.
Easily.
Okay, let me just get that. And then, okay. Number 2, Dirk Nowitzki. Now, I know a lot of people think he's 3, right? I think, but I think his ability to stretch the floor was so useful. That I think that the big thing that brought to number 2 was because look at that Mavericks team that he brought to the finals, and honestly, he put that team on his back. The team was not very good.
No, that was a mediocre team.
He beat by far the best team in the league. The Heat were the first we've really seen of a super team in the 2010s, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. I think that finals run was just amazing. And then obviously, I think you could argue Kevin Garnett being number 2, but I have him at number 3. And then I think, but he's really close to number 4 too, and that's Karl Malone. All right. And then 5, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, I think he's a tier below everyone else at the power forward position. Obviously, Tim Duncan tier above everyone else. So I think Charles Barkley is definitely below the other 3, but he's number 5 for me, and he's fat.
All right, Danny, let's hear.
At least stop asking me the shit. I don't know anything about basketball, for fuck's sake. Number 1.
We're going to football soon.
For number 1, Tim Duncan. For number 2, probably go Dirk. For 3, Kevin Garnett is a good one. I don't fucking know about the shit. Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. I don't know shit about basketball, man.
All right. Now, this is going to get a little controversial.
Okay.
Number 1, if you say it's anyone but Tim Duncan, you do not know basketball. It's Tim Duncan. Number 2, Karl Malone. Karl Malone.
God, you're such a Jazz guy, man.
2 MVPs, 11 All-NBA first teams, 14 All-Stars, 3-time All-Defense. No, I'm a Bucks fan. My dad's a Jazz fan.
Oh yeah, you are a Bucks fan.
Number 3. Man. Dirk and Kevin Garnett both had stellar careers. But if we're talking power forwards, you're a big guy. You need to shut down the paint. Spreading the floor is not the power forward's job.
Oh my God.
Kevin Garnett.
No way you're putting Dirk out of the top 3.
Kevin Garnett. 1 NBA title, 1 MVP, 9 All-NBA teams, 15 All-Stars, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, and 9-time All-Defensive First selections, 9th in rebounds, 18th in scoring, blocks, and steals, 52nd in assists. He could still pass the ball very well. Dirk, got to put him number 4. He was a better scorer than Kevin Garnett. But Kevin Garnett had more assists, more steals, more blocks, and more rebounds. They both won a finals. Did Kevin Garnett? No. He did not win the finals MVP. Dirk did. He has no defensive awards. And as a big man, that hurts your career. When your defense isn't up there, I don't know, man. Number 5. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Not yet. Oh, actually.
Yes. He's good. He's good.
You're right. Yeah.
1 NBA title, finals MVP, 2 MVPs, 3 All-NBA first team, 5 All-Stars, Defensive Player of the Year award, 3 all-first team defensive selections, and he's only 27 years old, guys. And he's already very close to solidifying a spot in the Hall of Fame. At 6, I have Charles Barkley.
He's probably going to be the best of all time at the power forward.
Yeah.
He's the most talented for sure. He has the most talent out of any power forward we've ever seen. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next position's the best. I mean, the center position is the most stacked all time. Yeah. Not even close. Let me just look. I think I remember my list. So, number 1, if you don't have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in number 1, you are wrong. Okay? And number 2, if you do not have Shaquille O'Neal at your number 2, I think you are wrong. Okay? Those, I think, to me, are the undisputed top 2. And I think for me, I gotta check my list real quick. I gotta make sure yes, okay.
What's your opinion on Bill Russell, Peyton?
Okay.
Hey, we're getting to Bill Russell. Hey, okay, we're getting to Bill Russell. Okay. 3, Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. he was a myth. I don't know how he did it, but I guess it was a pretty easy era, you know. But I mean, obviously, you can't ignore the insane kind of stat sheet
Yeah,
he would
no,
put up. It wasn't.
if it was true, if everything about him was true, and he runs a 4.5, could bench 405, had like a damn near 10-second 100. He was one of the and like a 50+ inch vertical. He was the greatest athlete
Yeah.
of all time. But the credibility, there's not a lot showing us that
Right.
any of that's true. He also slept
The
with
best
over
athlete of all
10,000
time is Calvin
women.
Johnson. Okay, so
Oh
just,
yeah.
but that's a different conversation.
Oh yeah.
That's probably his most elite stat.
Oh my God,
Okay,
dude,
you know,
that's like 5
and,
per night.
yeah, that's a lot of people.
Oh yeah. No, he
There's a lot
probably
of
died
people.
from the STDs. It was said like his death is pretty,
Yeah.
it's a controversy. A lot of people have theories, but yeah, continue.
What about the theory about Otto Porter Jr. being
Oh, yeah.
exactly like him?
He does. He's identical. And
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
possible because if he
yeah,
slept with 10,000 women, there's no shot none of them got pregnant. Most of them probably got pregnant.
yeah. All right. So now, because he didn't, no way he used protection on him. He's Wilt Chamberlain. He didn't do that. 4 is probably my favorite center of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yeah, I love Akeem.
I think he's the best defender of all time. Okay, and he, obviously he couldn't really win anything when Jordan was in the league, but he was the guy that won it when he was gone for the 2 years. He won those 2 NBA championships. So he's yeah. And then number 5. Who is that? Oh, Bill Russell. I mean, you can't not put him top 5. Unfortunately, I think he's probably the most overrated player in the history of basketball. He's like Babe Ruth, right?
Yeah.
He won all those, but he was a defender, obviously one of the best defenders of all time. But he really wasn't good for anything. I mean, he was an okay scorer, right? And his defense was only so elite because there wasn't a perimeter, there wasn't a 3-point line, right? Would he have been that dominant? He would not have been this dominant in today's NBA. He wouldn't even be a top 5 center, probably. I mean,
Fuck no. He could
but
have.
you do have to, yeah. But you do have to respect. You do have to respect what he did, and with all those championships he won, and you got to put him top 5.
Yeah, it's great.
You got to respect the era, right?
Yeah.
So,
all right, Daniel, let's hear yours.
Yeah, well, number 1, you have to put Kareem because Kareem's one of the best centers of all time, of course, and then he leads the NBA in most points scored. Number 2, you got to put Shaq, one of the most dominant players ever. Number 3, I'll put Wilt Chamberlain. He was really good. Apparently, had a 100-point game. So, at 4, yeah, Hakeem. He was amazing. Can't say much about that. And then Bill Russell.
Danny's sources are me and 2K.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Number 1, undoubtedly the greatest center of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Absolutely.
Prime was the Bucks. No, Prime was the Bucks.
That's
People
very
need to realize
true.
that.
Number 2, gotta put Big Diesel. The most dominant player of all time. Giannis is close. Here, you guys were putting Wilt Chamberlain 3. I'm putting Hakeem. Hakeem was the most skilled big man who could play 2 ways in the history. He averaged 21.8 points, 11.1 rebounds, 2.5 assists, shooting 51.2% from the field, and a solid 71.2% from the rating. Averages 3.1 blocks, 1.7 steals as a big man. Gotta put Wilt. Wilt was great. Now,
buddy, you realize that your argument is stats for Hakeem, but then you're arguing him over Wilt Chamberlain, whose stat sheet was much more.
No. His stat sheet was definitely no shit. No,
but
no
obviously,
shit.
I think. But again, yeah, it's hard to believe some of Wilt Chamberlain's stats.
Yeah.
Like it's really hard to believe him.
He was a myth.
Yes, he was a myth.
There's so much that I find unbelievable, and that hasn't been like a 100-point game. Where the hell is the goddamn film? That's the greatest game in the history of basketball, and there's no film. It's kind of sus. Okay, now a lot of people are going to go with Bill Russell. I'm going to go with Bill Russell. But Moses Malone is a close 6. Moses Malone was heavily underrated. Beautiful big man. Oh, my Lord. No homo. Okay, no such shit. He was a great big man, great defense, and he
Yeah.
averaged like 20 points per game in the 70s, 60s. He was great. All right, now let's move on
All
to
right.
some football topics. All right.
Okay, I got something before we do football real quick. I
Okay.
got a football thing to talk about real quick. Okay, so NFL execs, okay, a couple of days ago came out with their top 10 quarterbacks in the league. Okay, now I just want to say it real quick. All right, well, number 1, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my lord, no.
Number 2, Mahomes. Number 3, Josh Allen. Number 4, Tom Brady. Number 5, Joe Burrow.
What the
Number 6, Matthew Stafford. 7, Justin Herbert. 8, Russell Wilson. 9, Deshaun Watson. And 10, Dak Prescott. So let me go over my props to the list. Okay. First of all, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Okay.
Yeah, easily.
It's definitely not Aaron Rodgers. I would put Aaron Rodgers 2 and then Josh Allen 3. I think that's the top 3, right? Those 3 are the top 3.
The thing is,
Okay.
you're taking away Devontae Adams, who was the best receiver in football last year. He has
the thing is,
Alan Lazard and Christian Watson, right? They picked up Marquise Brown. He might play wide receiver 3, but he's not a first. None of them are first option receivers. They're all like a number 2 guy. They're all great number 2s, of course.
so you think Aaron Rodgers is gonna tumble a little bit this season? That's what you're saying.
He's been holding that shitty team together for a long time. There's a reason they've only won 1 championship and had a lot of talent on their team over the years. He's not clutch in the playoffs. He chokes every time he plays the Niners. He chokes. There's a lot of controversy there because he was a Niners fan growing up. So is he selling the games? I don't know. But that
and
most
that
recent
draft
one.
and the draft that
Oh,
happened
yeah.
when the Niners
Oh, the
passed
Niners
on him
gonna
to take Alex Smith.
Oh man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually an Aaron Rodgers. Even though I'm a Niners fan, I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. I think they're gonna Devontae Adams is actually gonna be the one that falls off a bit because I'm a huge Justin Jefferson guy. Okay. I think Justin Jefferson's gonna show that he's the best. That's a different conversation. But I think Aaron Rodgers is the 2 right now, but I think he might even slip out of the top. They could slip out of the top 3 this year. 3, Josh Allen. Tom Brady being top 5 is, I really have to think about it more, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ignore what he has. I doubt him every year. I'm not a hater. I'm not a Tom Brady hater, but
It's
to put him
unbelievable for a
4,
45-year-old man to do this
Yeah.
shit that he's doing. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Justin Herbert, the disrespect to this list, he is definitely better than 7. And also, if you're going to put Deshaun Watson top 10, he should be higher than 9, right?
Because
Because,
when
I mean,
he was
he's-
playing, he was like top 5.
Yeah, exactly. And then Matthew Stafford is not 6.
No,
Joe Burrow is not 5.
Joe Burrow was carried by the best receiving core in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree.
It
And then
was
I
great,
think
but
you
no.
could definitely argue Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray also being top 10. And I feel like they're both better than Dak Prescott. Come on.
Easily.
And Russell Wilson, I think, is still arguably a top 5 one. He's better than Matthew Stafford. He's better than Joe Burrow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I think we should do our top 10 quarterbacks another time. But I mean, Danny, what are your thoughts on this list? You want me to say it again?
What?
You
Oh,
want me to say the list?
I don't. Aaron Rodgers is definitely not one, considering
Yeah.
that he had the best receiver in football. And
But I mean, you also just can't ignore that he's a back-to-back MVP, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and I'm going to stand by the fact that he's the most talented quarterback of all time.
Tom Brady
And he's
got
number
robbed
4
on
all
MVP.
in my opinion.
Tom Brady had like 1,000 more yards than him. I think he was in like 5.2K yards. He had an insane season. He was robbed of MVP. Look at Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins' stats. They're pretty damn close on yards. Aaron Rodgers had a little more touchdowns, a little less picks. That's it. Everything else is almost identical. And the fact that Kirk Cousins gets disrespected so much that people say Derek Carr is better than him, it's horrible. It's horrible. He gets blamed for the Vikings not winning because of the Vikings defense. 7th ranked offense last year, 30th ranked defense, and he gets the blame. Horrible coaching, by the way. Oh man.
All right, I think we should end the segment up here, but then we come back with more football. I think we can do some early Super Bowl predictions. We'll probably do our normal NFL predictions. Closer to the season and after some training camp and maybe a couple preseason games. But we'll do some early Super Bowl predictions. We'll do some other stuff. So I think we should end the segment up here. Yeah. Are you gonna do it? Is it ended or what are we doing? We'll
There's
cut this
only
out.
30 minutes.
Okay.
We need 15 more minutes.
For the segment or the entire episode?
The episode. Oh, the segment. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, no. Segment's done.
Cut.
All right.
Cut. Okay.
Let's move on. Okay.
So
we're moving on to football for sure.
yeah.
Um,
And then we'll do more football. We do Super Bowl stuff, and then we can just kind of get into talking about certain teams in the future that we can have this season, right? And then, what else do you want to talk about?
life things. A little bit
Okay,
of
what do you want to talk
life.
about? A little bit of life. Okay. Some gym stuff,
Yeah, some gym
Maybe-
stuff. What a man is good for and how a man should be.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna get political.
Yeah. Okay, it's gonna get political.
But all right, let's move on to early Super Bowl predictions.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So-
So, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Early Super Bowl predictions. All right. So I think this is a really common. Let's do dark horse too. By the way, I want to do that too.
Okay.
But right now, my main Super Bowl prediction. It's hard to vote against the Bills right now. All right, they got the top 3 quarterback in football, a great offensive line, a great wide receiver core, good coaching, and probably the best defense in football. All right, so it's really hard to vote against them. And then in the NFC, my Super Bowl pick, I got to go with the 49ers, man. All right, so here.
The Rams are still.
Okay, so I do think the Rams will win the division. Okay, they're on paper the better team, but just listen to me. This really depends on Trey Lance's performance, right? If Trey Lance becomes a good quarterback, then they are definitely a great Super Bowl contender because Trey Lance, the offensive line is definitely worse than it was last season. We lost Alex Mack, and if we really can't, I don't know if we're going to be able to find a good replacement for him at center. So we'll see. Our offensive line is going to be worse than it was last year, but I think Brandon Ayuk will take a step up this year. Okay, Deebo Samuel is still a top 5 receiver in football. I think that wide receiver duo is going to be top 5 in the league this year. All right, is also depending again on Trey Lance's performance. Kyle Shanahan, top 3 coach in the league. Arguably, I really want to put him up above Andy Reid, but Andy Reid is, he's Andy Reid. So he's the second best offensive coach in football. Okay, he has the best run game in football. Okay, the run game, any running back, it doesn't matter. Just put any running back out there. You could pick up me, okay, and I will still rush for get 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Okay, it will happen. It will happen. That's how good Kyle Shanahan is. Okay, and then defensively, we have a great front 7. Okay, Nick Bosa is a top 3 defensive end in football. One of the best defensive lines in football. Okay. Great linebacker core. And obviously the weakness comes in at the secondary. The safety duo will be it was really I got really pissed off last year when Jaquiski Tartt dropped that pick. We would have went to the Super Bowl. Okay. It is what it is. He's gone now. So it's him, Jimmy Ward, and the Hawaiian guy or the whatever his name is. He got the touchdown against the Packers.
Oh,
yeah.
Talanoa Hufanga.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy's great. So he'll be the second safety, and then corners. I mean, that's where we really struggle with Emmanuel Mosley being our best corner is not good at all. He is a cornerback 2 at best. Okay, so that's where we struggle for sure. But the Rams are the better team, but I think we can do it. I really think we can do it. If Trey Lance is bad, we're not doing it. Okay, Trey Lance is good. I think we can do it. Okay, and I don't always say the Niners are going to make the Super Bowl. Okay, I didn't say that last year. Okay, but this year I really think I think we're a top 3 team in the NFC after the Bucs and the Rams. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now, dark horse, or do you want to do everyone's normal Super Bowl prediction and then go to dark?
Yeah. All right,
Okay.
Daniel, let's hear it.
I don't fucking know, man. Let's see. Bills are probably gonna make it, most likely. Like Jack said, great team overall. Who do they have at running back right now? That's my main thing.
The short Devin Singletary.
So they still have him.
He's starting right now. Devin Singletary starting.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because they're a very pass-first offense.
Oh,
but,
yeah. They don't run. They're not known for running.
Yeah.
You have Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
And then what do you got for the NFC?
I'll probably have to give it to the Rams or Niners, I guess. Right now, yeah.
Okay.
Rams. Yeah, Rams are a good pick still.
All right. The Bills, we have not seen a good performance from them. We haven't seen playoff performing, really.
Dude,
I mean,
look what they did against the Chiefs. Okay, come on. The Chiefs game was
they got robbed. They got robbed.
They did get robbed. I mean, in some aspect, they might have got robbed.
Well,
but
13 seconds left. You have the best defense in the NFL. How do you lose?
And their wide receiver 3 went off for like 5 touchdowns. Gabriel Davis, 5 touchdowns or something like that. That was an insane game. And I mean, the most entertaining game of football I think I've had in recent memory, just because, I mean, just the last 2 minutes of the game was easily the best 2 minutes of football ever. And then you went to overtime. Great game.
Football ever. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
That's a hot take.
Okay. That's a very hot take, but still, it was extremely entertaining. Okay. But that's all right. The Bills, you have the Bills?
No.
No? Who do you have?
I'm not doubting Mahomes and the Chiefs. Just because they lost Tyreek Hill.
They're extremely underrated now. Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's saying
they're still winning the AFC West.
Oh, shit. The AFC West, okay. Yeah, no, the AFC West is good.
Actually,
they might not win it, though.
The chart, okay.
It's close.
I'm telling you. Okay. We'll talk about the AFC West when we do Dark Horse stuff. Now, who is your Chiefs? Is your pick?
Gotta go with the Chiefs.
Okay.
This season is most likely going to be Tom Brady's last season. I'm not going to get into how the NFL, rides his meat, and gives him, most of the calls, and sometimes gives him the game completely. You can't really deny the Bucs. You can't go against the Bucs. They're very, very good still.
Yes.
They haven't lost many people. They're still great. Tom Brady's still great. So I have them in the Super Bowl. All right, let's go on a dark horse. Yep.
The AFC is my favorite. NFCs are a little harder for me to pick, but the AFC is so stacked now. It's going to be so fun to watch. My pick for the most underrated team in football. I think they're better. They might even be the best team in their division, which is an extremely hot take. And it's not just because they got a new quarterback, okay? It's not just because of their new top 7 quarterback that they just got, all right? They have the best, arguably one of the best secondaries in football, one of the best defenses in football, okay? The wide receiver core is good. They have a solid offensive line. And now they've figured out their quarterback situation. They no longer have Drew Lock, okay? The Broncos, all right, are my dark horse pick. I think they can easily win their division. All right. Chargers and the Chiefs are probably better, right? They're probably going to be the first 2, but I think the Broncos make the playoffs. The Raiders are the worst team in that division. Okay, they are. I have them in the Super Bowl, and then for that, and then NFC is way harder for me. I was thinking Vikings because I think Kirk Cousins is better, still a good quarterback. Justin Jefferson is going to be the best receiver in the league, but I don't know. It's harder for me for the NFC. I really don't know, but I'll go. I don't know. I'll come back to me for the NFC. I really don't know yet.
All right, Dan, let's hear it.
Fuck. I'm honestly not entirely sure.
You think like a team that's kind of underrated and that you would, that could surprisingly make the Super Bowl in your opinion. Okay.
I was at first. The first thing to mind was the Raiders. They recently picked up Devontae Adams, but
he's a Raiders guy. I see. Okay.
I'm just trying to think of who
they're a playoff contender. All right, they're a playoff contender, but I still think their defense is not it.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to think of any really notable people on their defense. The Broncos. Broncos are a good one. They've got Russ. I don't know how good Jerry Judy's going to be this
Another
year.
pick I like is the Colts. I've been high in the Colts for like 2 seasons now.
With Matt
Oh, yeah,
Ryan
they
at
have-
quarterback.
Yeah, I know.
That really
I
brings him
know.
down. He's really, really old.
Yeah, but he's better.
He's better than who?
Is he better than Carson Wentz?
Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is, Peyton. Don't even think about that. Yes, he is.
Fuck's sake.
That's another discussion.
Better than
So
Carson
who
freaking
are
Wentz.
you going
He's
with?
better than Carson Wentz.
Fuck it.
Okay.
I also like the Ravens being an underrated pick. I think they can come back and do something. Because, I mean, the Bengals are freaking, like, taking over the AFC North now. People think the Bengals are, like, the best team in the league because they made a Super Bowl, yet their defense is still not good. They have a terrible offensive line, and their coaching is not that good. Okay, their coaching is extremely overrated. Okay, Bengals are the most overrated team in the AFC right now. Besides, in the NFL, they're the most overrated team besides the Eagles. Okay, so, again, that's a whole new discussion.
So you're going with Daniel.
Come on, do something.
I'm probably gonna say the Broncos. Yeah.
And what about the NFC?
NFC. Fuck. I don't know. I really don't.
All right. AFC, if these guys don't make it to the Super Bowl, they're definitely a dark horse, the Ravens. Everyone really likes to hate on Lamar Jackson. He's very talented. What he can do with his legs.
Yeah.
He's an underrated passer. Everyone looks at him and says he's a running back. He could throw that ball very, very well. They have a great team. Oh man, great team. Marlon Humphrey, great. Marcus Peters, that duo is insane. All right, beautiful, beautiful defense, great offense. They're my dark horse. All right.
I figured out my NFC team, but I'll wait till you're done.
All right, NFC. Easily, the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, now you could say it's bias.
This guy's a Vikings fan, by the way.
You could say it's bias, but dude, they have a top 3 to 4 running back. Well, he's going to be probably the best wide receiver in football. They have an underrated O-line, Brian O'Neill, all-star right tackle. Christian Darrisaw, he was rookie last year. He's doing very, very well. Ezra Cleveland is decent. He is. Garrett Bradbury, it's kind of iffy. But they have many people that could go at guard, center. They signed some good depth, older veterans. They drafted, I can't remember his name, right guard. He was like the best pass blocker in the SEC, LSU. He's gonna be starting at right guard, I would hope. We picked him up in the third, I want to say, second, third round, somewhere around there. He's a great guard. I like him a lot. So their offense, and Kirk Cousins, of course, he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong when the Vikings will hopefully succeed. Because I have them succeeding and doing very well. Their schedule's not hard. It's a very medium schedule. They have a lot of easy games. They have less than 3 hard games. Less than 3 very tough, like, oh, are we going to lose games? Of course, the Packers are Aaron Rodgers. Everyone really likes Aaron Rodgers and what the Packers have. But I got the Vikings over them for sure. The new coaching staff, Kevin O'Connell, just won a Super Bowl with the Rams as their offensive coordinator. I like him. He's a young coach. He's awesome. I think he's going to do very well. Bill Belichick has spoken highly of him when he was the backup for Brady for a couple years, and then he retired and went to go coach. Their defense has improved. It has. Harrison Smith, it's undeniable that he's a top 10 safety. He's getting a little older. He's not going to have too many years left. At 3 max, 3 years left. Are you saying he's not a top 10 safety?
Jimmy Ward's better. He is.
What?
He is.
Do you want to look at stats?
You do know.
Shut up. Safety. Okay. That's a
Look
whole
at
new
Harrison
discussion.
Smith's career is
We're not
identical to
getting
Troy.
into that
Okay, I
today.
know. I
That's
just
extremely
want to
biased.
say.
Harrison Smith is probably better, but I think it's way closer than you biased Vikings fans think. Okay. Anyway, are you done?
Okay,
Because
no, I'm not done speaking. Okay, Anyways, Lewis Seen, first-round pick, Georgia Bulldogs. He's a great young safety learning a lot from Harrison. He's going to do very well. Their linebacker
You're
core,
right. Harrison's better.
they're switching to a 3-4 defense, so I'm pretty sure Danielle Hunter's going to move to outside linebacker paired with Zadarius Smith, right? They picked up Harrison Phillips, a great run stuffer, big D.
Darius Smith is still a very good linebacker.
Oh yeah, of course. And
People need to.
Harrison Phillips,
You got so confused there.
Harrison Phillips picking him up from the Bills. That's a great signing. I can't tell you who's going to start at their ends because it's DJ Wanham, Armin Watts. They have a lot of people that could go at their end spot. Their corners. Patrick Peterson's getting old. He's a decent corner. I really like Andrew Booth, and if he can stay healthy, he's got to make a big impact on the Vikings defense. Boom. No. What's his name? Caleb Evans. He's already a fan favorite from the Minnesota Vikings. Look at his tweets. He loved the community. The community loves him. Look at his highlights. He comes from a little less known school. Picked him up in the 4th round. Good quality player. I like him. Clean player. He's 6'1", 6'2", like around 200 pounds. I like him. He has a good chance at. So okay. Anyways, let me wrap that up. I have the Vikings as a dark horse. They're gonna prove a lot of people wrong.
So I got my NFC team. All right, you guys remember that I picked the Broncos in the AFC. I'm pretty high on this team. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year, and they might not make the playoffs. Honestly, they are not a common playoff pick. They got the New Orleans Saints. All right, now listen here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So obviously, Jameis Winston is the biggest question mark on this team, and there's a lot of question marks. Okay. He needs to be a top 20 quarterback for this team. Top 15 probably.
No, he needs to be top 12.
Okay. And obviously, Michael Thomas needs to come back and be an elite receiver again. But we're looking at the rest of this wide receiver core. I'm liking it. Okay, Jarvis Landry. I'm not a Jarvis Landry guy. He needs to be the wide receiver 3 for this. But I'm high on Chris Olave, great wide receiver prospect out of Ohio State. Okay, they got him in the draft. I think that was a great pick for them. I think he could be a great wide receiver too. Okay, obviously getting Tyrann Mathieu, still having Alvin Kamara. Taysom Hill is still being a great weapon. Marcus May, they got a lot of weapons that I feel like, obviously I think they're extremely underrated. Will they make Super Bowl? Probably not. But they're my pick for dark horse, right?
By the way, I want to say a lot of people forget the Ravens. They drafted Kyle Hamilton,
they did
the highest rated safety.
I'm a Notre Dame guy. Kyle Hamilton is my favorite prospect. Draft. He's going to be great.
I believe he's going to be a top 10 safety after his first year is done. He has that potential. He's that guy. All right, Danny, let's go to you. Your NFC dark horse prediction for the Super Bowl.
I do think that the Vikings could go. The Vikings are they're a really good team. They have probably what's going to be the best young wide receiver in the league. Kirk Cousins, he's not terrible, not the greatest, but if he does well this year, go far. What are you laughing at, buddy?
No, just Peyton's face after you said Kirk Cousins wasn't terrible, but he's not great. He's a big Kirk Cousins guy.
I know he is. Whole TikTok about how Kirk Cousins is Derek Carr. Anyways, yeah, so I do think the Vikings could possibly.
All right.
Lions best team ever.
Underrated. They're better than the Bears. They're going at least 6 wins this year.
With Jared Goff, he's ass. There's no denying him. He's one of the worst quarterbacks.
Lions are my second favorite team. Okay, and their draft was still kind of. It was okay.
Jameson Williams, Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
He's overrated.
Okay, he's overrated. Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay. First of all, this draft class was freaking terrible. Okay, and him being number 1 is or number 2.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker was number 1 for whatever reason.
Yeah, number 2. Trayvon Walker. Everyone expected him to be number 1 though. Like everyone predicted it. No one agreed with it, but everyone knew he was going number 1. I think the Lions are gonna be better than the Bears this year. That's kind of all the hope I need. I just want them to be better than the Bears this year. That's all I want. That's all I want. And they can be. They're not good. Their management is terrible. Their front office is freaking garbage, and they're the most poverty franchise in sports history. But it is what it is.
All right.
One day they will win a Super Bowl. One day.
Yeah, Deshaun
Maybe.
Watson play at all this season.
No, Deshaun Watson's only going to face
It's
4 to
on.
6
Yeah,
games.
that's the problem.
Oh,
4 to 6
no.
games. Yeah.
4 to
So
6.
that's why I was gonna be like the Browns could do something this year, but if they're gonna be missing him for the first few games, we'll see.
Yeah, they're
We'll
going to be
see.
out there
And that's
shaky
still a
start.
good division. That's still a good division, right?
Of course,
So
of course.
yeah.
With the weakest team being the Steelers aren't horrible. They're not.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not
like
piss
they're a
poor.
mid team. They're like a in
Yeah,
any
they're
other
mid.
division, they're like a 9-18.
Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
NFC West or the AFC West, but any other division besides those two. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. What else do you guys want to move on to, football related, or should we just go to life?
Why don't we just talk about what you want to talk about with life?
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
You got to be hosting. You got to be the extreme. Host. Let's start a new
All
segment.
right.
All right, we're gonna go on to life talk. We're yeah. I don't even know what Peyton has planned, but
Yeah. So
we'll see in the next segment.
what we're going for
Oh,
is
do a next segment, you idiot. Pause real quick. Okay, or do we like you just like put it in there? I'm sorry.
it's the whole thing's probably gonna be rolling. It's gonna be hard to edit this. Anyways,
Let's
all right.
go.
We're gonna move on to kind of life related topics. We don't want to be 100% sports because a lot of people get overwhelmed with sports and they're like, okay, this is boring. There's 1,000 sports podcasts out there. I want this one to be a little different, so we're gonna talk about some life things. All right. So we live in a society where it's acceptable for a man to be weak. It's not. It's absolutely not. If you're a man, your purpose is to not do what you want, but do what needs to be done. If you're gonna do what you want, if you're gonna do what you want and
Hold on,
not
I
what you
gotta
need
be
to
right back.
do, okay, yeah. If you're gonna do what you want and not what you need to do, you're not a man, okay? You're a male biologically. You're not a man. A man is a title, and it needs to be earned, okay? Date back all these years. Look at men. Men. That's a prime example of men, okay? There's a difference between males and men, because you could be a male, you drink soy, be a complete pussy, all right? Simp for girls who don't even know that you exist, like giving them money on Twitch, all that bullshit. Yeah, no, you're a pussy. You're not a man. You're a male, not a man. Okay. Anyways, a man must provide for his family. You have to have a family pretty much to do that. And a lot of people don't have the social skills because they play video games all fucking day and do what they want instead of what needs to be done. As a man, you need to be strong. You need to provide. You need to. No, you can't let emotions affect your day-to-day life, what you do, and the actions you take. Because if you do, that's what women do. Women are emotionally drawn creatures, right? They act on emotion. When they're happy, they're very happy. When they're sad, you'll know that they're sad. When they're mad, you'll know that they're mad. You can be mad as hell as a man, but that shouldn't interfere with what needs to be taken care of and what needs to be done. You don't have time for emotion. Okay? Go to the gym. Do something. Go outside, right? Get physical. You're a man. Biologically, you're a beast. You're a beast. Train yourself to be a beast. Okay? Train yourself to learn, to be smart. Okay? You need to make money. You need to have a plan to make money. You need to get a good job. Not, flipping burgers. That's a starting job as a teenager. If you're a grown ass man working at a fast food place, what the fuck is wrong with you? You need to grow up. Okay? You need to grow up. You're 30 and you're flipping burgers for some fast food restaurant. You're getting paid 16, 18 bucks at most. At most for. It depends which state you live in because there's obviously lower. Like Wyoming, 7.25 is the wage. California's like 15 bucks minimum. So yeah, no, you can't be weak as a man. But people are starting to accept it. They're starting to be comfortable. You shouldn't be comfortable. If you're doing what needs to be done and to improve yourself as a human being, you should never have too much time of comfort. Comfort makes you weak. Comfort makes you a pussy. It doesn't make you a man. It makes you a male. All right. Let's see. The acceptance of I really don't want to say this because I'm gonna get canceled. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. You know what I'm hinting at, okay? You know what I'm hinting at, most likely.
Blah, blah. All right.
It needs to be taken
Yeah,
care of.
Sorry.
he's being Andrew Tate again.
So,
What happened?
I,
You
I just
wanna?
went on a whole spiel of how to be a man, what you need to do as a man, how you should feel as a man.
Embrace masculinity.
Absolutely.
That's the simple answer. Okay.
Absolutely.
Don't sit on your ass. You know, doing video games all the time. I mean, you can't. That's fine. But hit the gym. Okay.
Absolutely.
Get bigger. Get stronger. Get more athletic. Get more explosive. Okay. Get healthier. Then everything will get better for you. Everything will.
Don't be
All right.
like let their girlfriend control them.
Be cut. Be buff. Be whatever you want to. Whatever you want to work at. Go work for something. Go have a goal. Physically. Okay.
Absolutely.
And mentally, but also but you can't. Don't listen to all these people saying you don't need to be fit. All right? You do need to be fit, okay? Be healthy, live a long enjoyable life, okay? And obviously, to have that mindset that it's okay is not okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you take comfort in what you do, you're not doing the right thing. You should not be comfortable being a man. You should
Yes.
not be comfortable working long hours, lifting weights,
But
whatever you're doing to provide.
this can be said for women too though, okay? All right? You go hit the gym, okay?
Well,
Get bigger, get stronger.
I guess. But there's also the factor that if you're a woman, some man is gonna find you and simp for you. There's gonna be that pussy, this 5'8", 130-pound male, not a man, a male, that'll come up to you. You could be fat as shit, 300 pounds, an ugly whore, okay, and he will love you, he will care for you, but he won't provide for you. And that's the difference between a man and a male. And that's why women have it a little easier. Oh, childbirth. No, you don't
Okay.
provide.
They have it.
You carry the
They
child.
have it. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Right.
during the stage of growth as a teenager, men do have. Okay, males do have it easier.
Yeah. But
Puberty
if you need
is
to be a man, you should not have anything easy. Anything. You're gonna be stressed with children or with work or with something in life. Stress is good. You need stress. Stress makes you uncomfortable, and when you're uncomfortable, that's where you perform your best. That's where you learn. That's where you get stronger, faster, whatever it is. If you're uncomfortable, you're getting better. Okay, that's why stress is important. You need stress. Learning to manage stress is also very important.
they don't want too much stress.
Yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
that you'll learn to manage stress. There will not
You
be
see,
too much.
Daniel right here, right? This guy has been hitting the gym every day with me. Obviously, this guy right here lives in Wyoming. Okay, so he
By himself.
I do my own thing.
yeah, he does his own thing. But me and Daniel, with a couple of other friends, in the gym every day. Daniel is a big fan of the gym now, especially calf raises. He's a big calf raise guy. Yeah, he loves the calf raises. He's been hitting the gym every day. Go hit the gym find a hobby. All right, go hit the gym. That's
The
very
sooner
important. Embrace
yeah,
masculinity.
of course. The sooner you could get good at something,
Yep.
you're not gonna have to worry. If you get so good at something, you're not gonna have to worry about money. Eventually, when you're in your 40s and you've already made all this money, you're not gonna be stressed. You could live a great life. If you get good at sports and you make it to the NFL, you work your ass off until you're late 30s, early 30s, whatever. You're rich, you're set, you're loaded. Invest, be smart with the money, and you can live a beautiful life, stress-free, with a beautiful family, right? But that's not easy. You have to work and work and work and work hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every single day, destroying your body. You have to be mentally strong. If you're not mentally strong, if you're not willing to work for something, you're never going to achieve it. If you want to be the best at something, you have to work every single day. You have to get better every single day. You have to learn stronger, faster, better. It's what you need to do. And it's not comfortable. If you want to be comfortable, it's not for you. Just live a shit life. You might get lucky and find a sugar mom, but that's about it. That's about it.
I think that's a great way to end off the first episode.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
This was the NJP, possibly DJP if Najee doesn't get his shit together. This was our first episode. We hope you enjoyed. Embrace masculinity.